on, we're going to take Mr. David Kirk comes to us from Murata Electronics of North America. He's president and CEO. He heads up the Americas team for the global innovator in electronics, Murata Manufacturing Company out of Japan. He has 29 years of industry experience and has been involved in multiple acquisitions of both public and private companies. Prior to Murata, he was the CEO of RF Monolithics, a Dallas, Texas-based NASDAQ-listed public company, and was also an Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year finalist in 2010. David is the first local person to lead the Americas business unit for Murata. David?
Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon, everybody. And usually I'm somewhere between, is it a coffee break or is there a bathroom break coming up? But I was at college once, and so I realized it's an alcoholic break that's coming up. So, we'll move right along, and I will not exceed the red flag there. But appreciate the opportunity to be here. And first thing that you can see is the Murata logo. Innovator in Electronics is actually our logo. And did not actually have a slide on it, but we are in the top 100 list as well. I think it was Reuters list for global innovators. I'll talk a little bit later about the robot there on the side as well. Very briefly here, just over 500 billion yen company. Depending on exchange rate, somewhere $7 or $8 billion. But you can see 77 subsidiaries and 53 overseas locations for Murata. Just over 37,000 employees. The little pyramids there are actually very significant. We start from the powder. We make electronic components, and we actually manufacture everything from the powders to the equipment that actually makes the components. So very, very significant technology that we control. A little background, global market shares for Murata. So Murata is a company that you will probably never hear of. You will never buy one of our products, but you have, as Sandeep mentioned, electronic phones, tablets, so on and so forth. We are in every one of those devices. So you see the left side there, ceramic capacitor. Every single product has ceramic capacitors. We have 35% world market share. Moving across EMI, resonators, surface acoustic wave filters, 40%, shock sensors, 95%, and then modules such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth connectivity modules there, 60% world market share. So it'll give you some idea of how dominant we are in certain areas, and obviously, as I said, every electronic gadget you have, we are in that product. Talking about innovation, and this was actually a recent from 2012, the Nikkei newspaper, Superior Products and Service Awards 2012. Some very, very interesting things. The top left is the new Tokyo train station. It's a throwback train station to, I believe, somewhere about 100 years ago. Top right is a new vehicle. Bottom left there is the Tokyo Tower. Bottom right is very interesting, and probably everybody's attention went to that one there. It's a new black beer that's being served in Japan. But Murata actually was listed there, and it gives you some pictures of our ceramic capacitors there. The one that is at the tip of the pencil there is the very, very latest product, but you can see the downsizing and the technology behind that. These are what they call multi-layer ceramic capacitors. Multi-layer, there's as many as maybe 600 layers of ceramic in that product that you see there that's at the very tip of the pencil. As far as the technology here, as MLCC is the term, multi-layer ceramic capacitor. The new product that won that award is listed there. It's 0.25 by 0.125 millimeters. Okay, 600 individual layers stacked in that product. So that's about 75% reduction from the current product that is actually in the marketplace. It gives you some idea of then these products, somewhere on the order of maybe 1,000 to 1,200 of them are in a specific smartphone, and so 75% volume space reduction for these products is obviously very, very significant. You can see some of the technology trends, and I'm not going to get into all the technology behind that, but this product has just been released, and it will be available in the marketplace March of 2014. As far as some of the applications here, then we talked smartphones here, and you can see the generation moving from a 2G to a 3G, a high-end smartphone, and then even the very latest technology, LTE products. The top right, you can see there in the very latest high-end LTE smartphone, the two categories for MLCCs there, somewhere about 1,200 parts in a phone. And then you look at SAW filters 10, down to a tablet there, somewhere about 1,300 parts in a tablet. It gives you some idea of the technologies, and the technologies of Murata and the downsizing reductions have obviously led to then the abilities and the capabilities of some of these smartphones. This is just one specific example of the technology that we actually have. I mentioned a little bit about the robot. This is actually called Murata Boy. There is also Murata Girl. We're an equal opportunity robot maker. Murata Girl is a unicycle, but the robots are very, very significant to show the array of technologies that Murata has. The bicycle is very important because the bicycle can stand by itself. It's freestanding. It actually has enough sensors that it can stay upright. It can move forward, it can move backwards, it can follow an S-shaped beam, it can do a variety of different things. Listed are some of the actual products in there. There's a variety of sensors, obviously being very key, wireless modules, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, those types of things. Sensors, again, Sandy made a very interesting presentation there about temperature and humidity sensors. Hopefully his product, in fact I'm pretty sure his product used our temperature and humidity sensors, but that's an example of all the different sensors that keep that robot upright and moving. Some of the newer technologies, just very briefly here, as many of you know right now, you touch your cell phone, you change screens, you tap on it, so on and so forth. Next generation, you will not. You will simply move your finger towards it. As your finger moves towards it, the screen will increase in size. As you move your finger away, it will decrease. If you want to change pages, you simply flick your finger, it will change pages. So a lot of technology there for sensors and a variety of different things. The bottom part of that is some new film capability that again is for touching, or where you can actually apply a voltage to it and say, for example, you want a window, that you want that window to be see-through at one point, but then as the sun starts to come down and it's 100 degrees coming through that window, you press a button, it changes color, is actually now screen. So these are some of the innovations that Murata is actually working on. Technology, just to give you an idea, we focus on new product and new product innovation. We target 40% of our revenue must come from products released in the last 3 years. And so you can see we in fact just finished 2012 at the end of March, and we were predicting 40%. So we were about to achieve our goal of 40% of the the revenue coming from products released in the last 3 years, and you have to keep that engine going to feed the beast. Innovation is not just in the products. We mentioned there briefly, I'm actually the first local person to be the president and CEO of the Americas. We're doing that around the world. That's obviously innovation there. But also innovation in this case where if we don't have the technology or access to some markets, we will actually acquire. These are 3 recent acquisitions. They gave us some capabilities into the medical space, which we have not had in the past. But we were looking for any kind of wireless capabilities or sensors that we could implant in you. And obviously a very interesting area sort of moving forward, that we can actually track you, we can monitor you, we can tell you all kinds of different things, how your medicines are going, is the prescription working, should it be increased, decreased. So we will actually acquire. We will also partner as well, but we don't have to acquire. It could be alliances and a variety of different things there. So we are very innovative, and not just in the technologies that we have. Just one last thing. Last week was our 50th anniversary of doing business in the Americas. We had a nice celebration here in Atlanta, and very, very significant, obviously, one of the first Japanese companies, I believe, 50 years ago to enter the U.S. marketplace. We believe we are currently generating just over 35% of the company's business from design work and efforts that we do here in the Americas. With that, I will conclude. Thank you.
Thank you. Very interesting, thank you. Sometimes the most important elements of technology seem to be the ones that you can't see, so very interesting.